Good Thursday morning. We started the morning, if you were up early enough anyway, we started with cloud cover, watching time lapse here. This is downtown Rochester from our Quality Group camera, and the skies miraculously clear off. We had a gloomy night, but right at the crack of dawn, skies cleared off. We held on to the 30s overnight here in Rochester because of those clouds, but once the sun broke through, it was made for a cheerier morning, and the prospect of abundant sunshine helping us reach the 40s eventually, which is still kind of cool for this time of the year, but it is a whole lot better looking than the gloom we had last night and much of yesterday as well. Here's a look toward, along the shoreline, along Lake Pepin from Lake City. This is our Quality Group camera for the Pearl of the Lake. And beautiful day in Lake Pepin, Lake City. You're looking at actually a really good looking day. Not a lot of warmth. Temperatures are still at best going to top out around 10 to 12 degrees colder than the seasonal average today. But it's not windy and it's not raining. I've said that several times already this week just because, we've kind of set the bar a little low now. And it doesn't take much to, I think, make us happy at this point because we've had some pretty rough weather at times. Some wind-driven rain, some cold wind chill values. It's going to get colder in the long term again, but for now, at least things are peaceful. It looks like this peaceful weather is going to carry us into the weekend, so we're going to stick with sunshine, light winds, and temperatures just a little cool for this time of the year, but altogether, nice and cheerful looking weather picture. Blue sky, boy, plenty of blue in the sky overhead from Rochester. We look northward from the studio. Here's our Quality Group camera from Signal Hill. Here we are just a few minutes before 9 o'clock on this sunny and kind of cool Thursday morning. 33 right now in Rochester. That's the morning low so far. Winona is still holding on to extra clouds there. Temperatures have been steady pretty much the entire night into this morning at 41. La Crosse 43. To the west, that's where the coolest readings have been all night because the erosion of that cloud cover took place a little earlier. And we call that radiational cooling. It was a cloud blanket. The surface temperatures, that warmth trapped in the surface is allowed to radiate outward into space, so you lose that blanket of clouds, and so temperatures drop a little more quickly. So Mesa City still at this hour 30 degrees. It's been in that range for the last 3 or 4 hours. Austin, meanwhile, 36. Bright sunshine, a cool northwest breeze, but not terribly strong winds, thankfully, and I think that's typical of what we're going to have over the next 3 or 4 days. Not a lot of wind and cool sun. Feels like 24 right now. Air pressure rising as high pressure comes in. 30.29 inches of mercury in the barometer. Temperatures with the feels like temperature 20s in most spots. Rochester 24, Mesa City 23, and 27 in Albert Lea, 25 Zumbrota. Sunny skies throughout the day. A few fair weather clouds here and there. We'll top out around 43 today, which is about 10 to 12 degrees cooler than the seasonal average. Sunset 6:12 today. There go the clouds. Watch those on satellite radar, clearing nicely in the wake of a storm system that has moved on to the east. Take a broader view of that. And here comes some high pressure from the west, and that is going to take its time coming in. And as it does so, it's going to keep the winds fairly tame and keep the sun around in the weather picture. This isn't a particularly warm air mass, so yeah, even with sunshine, it's not necessarily going to be balmy like it was, last weekend or in some cases last week. But I guess we'll take this, because this is about as good as it's going to get for maybe another couple of weeks, because the longer term data is suggesting something not so pleasant. But some cool sunshine today, 40s, and the quiet weather over the weekend, and we even get a shot at 50. I want mid-50s on Saturday. Next week, definitely colder, and in some cases next week about this warm for a high temperature. It's hard to fathom, but that's weather we normally associate with late November, Thanksgiving weekend type weather, but we're dealing with that longer term. But 33 right now in Rochester, 29 Sioux Falls. A little warmer to the south and east. Indianapolis and Pittsburgh will be lucky, but eventually in a couple of days, I think we'll get there. Here's Futurecast. We're looking at sunshine today, high pressure coming in for the west, a light west and northwest breeze. Tonight with clear skies and light winds, temperatures will bottom out in the mid and upper 20s, perhaps the coldest night of the season so far. Tomorrow, the warmth starts arriving in the afternoon. We'll start off in the 20s, but won't reach upper 40s. I think we have a decent shot at hitting 50 tomorrow. A little bit of a southwest breeze, maybe 15 miles per hour at most, though. And then a little breezier than that on Saturday. As warmth continues to build in, plenty of sun, but that cold front comes in. A dry frontal passage. Not looking at any precipitation with that, but Sunday will settle for 40s and a kind of a brisk breeze. This is what we're talking about in the longer-term forecast, 6 to 10 day outlook for the Climate Prediction Center. These are probability colors on the color table, though. So you see that purple there, that chilly shade of purple. That's the bottom of that chart you see overhead. So yeah, about as cold as it gets, but much below normal temperatures are likely the likelihood of those temperatures being colder than average. So high probability of colder than average weather, suggesting maybe 15 to 20 degrees below the seasonal average at this point. And if we're talking mid 50s as the seasonal average, we're going to settle for mid-30s. In some cases, maybe colder than that for high temperatures. Overnight lows next week. We may even see some teens, but most likely 20s for those lows next week. But today, look for highs around 43 in Rochester, Austin 45, Mesa City 44, Decorah 42. So a good-looking day, a lot of sunshine. Northwest winds 10, maybe 15 miles per hour. Overall, not a bad November-like day. Here we are a few days away from actually reaching November, but we've done it a couple times already. Nothing new there. 27, clear skies, light winds tonight. Hard freeze expected across the area. And then mostly sunny tomorrow, 49. Southwest winds picking up just a little bit in the afternoon, a little breezier than that on Saturday. And Sunday, some 40s. It looks like by Monday evening, some rain may be mixing with some wet snow. Tuesday, snow showers possible, maybe a couple of sprinkles, but at this point, I think mostly snow. Not a huge system for us the way it's looking right now, but a blustery day. Maybe some minor accumulation. It does not look like a strong chance of that, but there will be some snowflakes around, even flurries into Wednesday as that system moves through. Those days featuring highs in the mid-30s. It does look like we may recover a little bit for Halloween. That's more than a week away. It's a week from now, so the 7-day goes through next Wednesday, but it looks like at this point, a week from now, next Halloween, next Thursday, sunny skies, low 40s for high temperatures. We're looking at evening trick-or-treating temperatures in the mid-30s, maybe upper 30s, but not a lot of wind. Looks like high pressure will be coming in. So good news in that regard. Nothing to shovel for Halloween at this point, but it does look cool and definitely colder than last year where we had those mid-50s. That was one of the best Halloweens we've had in probably the last decade. But this year, a chilly one. It looks like we carry that cold spell into early November. The 8 to 14-day outlook. That's the next phase in the Climate Prediction Center's forecasts of focus anyway. And it looks like we're looking at the first week of November, most likely well below normal still. So instead of maybe 49, 50 degrees, 51, which would be typical for November, looking at still those 30s to low 40s. So a little taste of almost December to start November. And I don't see a whole lot of change there. It does look like a rather chilly winter is getting closer. But at this point, we can focus on the short term, enjoy that sunshine, those 40s today, because down the road, 40 will seem awfully balmy compared to what we're expecting. But anyway, have a great day, everybody. Enjoy the sun.